Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Now, can you see the screen I'm sharing?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, pay attention. I want to go through this topic now. Now, stop talking.
You.
Stop talking. The title, the topic we are revising today is farm animal parasites. Now, in the last class,
Yes. Yes, sir.
now listen now. In the last class, we revised this topic, but I'm going over it again now. I said in that last class, look at the screen. A parasite is an organism that lives in or on another animal called the host. A farm animal parasite is an organism that lives in or on a farm animal called the host. Now, the parasite benefits from the host, but the host gains nothing from the parasite. Now, look at the examples. Ectoparasites are the parasites that live on the exterior of the farm animal. Look at this animal, and you can see the ticks. Where my cursor is pointing, you can see the ticks on the animal. If you can identify this part, you know that this portion are the legs. Okay, this is the tail of the animal. This is the udder of the animal. This is the teeth. This is another teeth. Now, these are the ticks on the animal. So that is an example. Tick is an example of an ectoparasite. And you can see where it is on the farm animal. Now, this is a closer look at the tick and the skin. You can see here the tick is bigger than the first in the first picture. So you can see how big the picture is. You can see the hair around and the skin under. You can see how the tick has buried its head in the skin of the animal. Now the next one I'm showing you is louse, plural, lice. Look at the picture very well. I want you to get very familiar with this picture because in your GS3 question, especially NECO questions, pictures come out. So you will be able to identify whichever picture comes out under any question. Now, these two pictures are lice. You can see the spelling there. So what will help you to remember is, look at it. The lice has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. The tick has 8 legs. Okay? But lice have 6 legs. That's 3 pairs of legs. And you can see the segments of the abdomen in these lice. Okay? Look at the overall shape. It's long or elongated. So you should be able to look at this and know that this is lice. Of course, in your question, DS3, especially NECO, the picture will come out in black and white. You are looking at a color picture now. Okay, but by looking at this shape, noting the legs, noting these divisions in the abdomen, you should be able to identify that the object whose picture is shown to you in that question is a louse, so that you get the mark. The next one I have here are fleas. Now look closely at these pictures. Here you have the fleas. You should be able to identify that this is the head of a chicken now. Look at how small the fleas look, okay? Look at where they are attached to on the body of that chicken. These are fleas. Now, but when we expand the fleas under a microscope, look at the shape. I want you to get familiar with these two different pictures. Never mind, NECO can bring this first one, but they can bring these two. Look at it. Again, it will be in black and white, but if you look at this shape very well, you'll be able to identify that this is a flea, not a tick, and not a louse. Okay, so get used to this picture. You will see the shape is something that will help you. It's not elongated like in the lice that we saw before this one. And look at the shape of the legs here, okay? So these are fleas. Now, the next one I have here are mites. That's the third ectoparasite in farm animals. They are lice. Sorry, mice. The spelling is there. Now, the first one on the left is a microscopic view. It has been highly magnified, but it's possible that that is what NECO will bring out. So note this shape also. Then look at the picture on the right. NECO may also bring this one out. Look at this now. Mites have 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the body at the center, look at the shape so that you'll be able to recognize as this picture or object shown you is a mite, not louse or tick. Look at the shape. Now, look at these two shapes and get very familiar with it. I'll put this document which I'm sharing with you, I'll put it on your Cipotor so that you can download from there. After this lesson, go and look at them again. I want those pictures to stick to your head. Like I said, they will come in black and white, but when you have got this shape now, it will be new to you. Now, so far, does anyone have a question? Before I go on, I have unmuted you. Go on and ask your questions on ectoparasites now before I move to endoparasites. Who is asking a question? Omodele, are you?
Omodele.
Go on.
Is there any particular reaction that people have to parasites?
Of course,
That
yes. Of course. Now, for instance, there will be itching, itching. There will be itching, that is, the animal will want to scratch its body because of what the parasite secretes onto the skin, and when it pierces, it wants to suck the blood so that the blood does not clot within the proboscis. That is a thin pipe-like structure through which blood is sucked. So that the blood won't clot within that proboscis, it secretes an anticoagulant. Okay, so in that process, that secretion can cause irritation, that causes the itching. It is in that same process that those ectoparasites that transmit diseases will also pass across the pathogen into the blood of their host. Is your question answered?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I have a question.
Okay, so now Before I finish, just a minute, I'll take your question. I'll go a little further. Now, those parasites basically suck blood. When they are sucking the blood, they are reducing the amount of nutrients available for the farm animal to maybe grow in size or to defend itself, whatever the nutrients are meant for. They reduce it once they suck it. They may transmit diseases. They will cause irritation of the body or itching of the body. Those are some of their disadvantages. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now,
Yes, sir.
who again wants to ask a question?
Salma.
Salma, ask a question.
My question is that if if an ectoparasite enters the body of an animal, does it become an endoparasite?
Okay, it's a good question. It is an ectoparasite. That means it dwells outside or on the body of the animal. It will not enter the body of the animal. Are you getting me? So, but let me just take your question literally. Assuming a cow swallows this ectoparasite, now the cow will chew it and digest it. It will have no effect on the animal. Are you getting me? I've taken your question literally. Is your question answered?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other person asking a question? Okay, if there's no question, I'm going on.
Can ectoparasites lay eggs on the animal's body?
Of course, yes. They can lay eggs on the animal body. Of course, not only that they can, they will lay eggs there. Does anyone any other question? Okay, I go on to endoparasites now. Just listen while I go through it. Then
Now, what are the things on the mite's legs?
Is it this one? These are the legs.
Yes.
These are the
So
legs.
there's some stuff at the end of the leg.
Oh, these ones, they are parts of the legs. If you check clearly, there are segments on the legs. Are you getting me?
Are those pointy things? Are they sharp?
It's a good question. Yes, they will use it to hold tightly onto the skin of their host. Have you understood what I'm saying? You are very observant to have noted them. Is there any other person has go on? Yes.
So are they social are they social creatures?
It is a good question. The answer is no. If you say social, it means they live together and relate together. Maybe some of them will provide feed or food or water for the other and vice versa. Okay, no, the answer is no. Are you getting what I'm saying? And they don't migrate together. They don't move together. They live independently. Is your question answered? So,
yes, sir.
Does any other person have it? Yes. Go on.
When the ectoparasite lay eggs on the animal on the host, does it leave the body or it stays with the baby?
Good question. The eggs will attach to the hair strands on the body of the animal and derive its food from whatever it can get from the hair strand. The hair is a living structure also. So even without the egg getting any form of nutrition, it will develop into an adult after some years. Are you getting what I'm saying? So whether on the skin or under the skin or on the hair strands, those eggs will develop into adults. Is your question answered? Go on. Yes. Go on.
So do they have sight? Can they see?
Yes, they can see. They have eyes. Although for some of them, they may be compound eyes. Some of them, they are simple eyes. Are you getting what I'm saying? So they have eyes. Okay. Is there another question? So I can move on to endoparasites now. I'll mute you. When I finish explaining endoparasites, I will unmute you.
So when ectoparasite on your body, can you feel it?
Of course, yes. One, because they will bite. As they bite the skin, that host will feel it. You get me? The effect of that bite. Not only that, I said they may cause irritation, that is itching of the body or skin. You get my point? So you know that
Is that the way they collect interest from the host?
yes, they bite with their proboscis, or some of those that have proboscis. Some of them they don't have proboscis, they bite and chew. Some pierce and suck. The ones that pierce and suck have proboscis. Those that don't have proboscis, they bite and chew. Are you following what I'm saying? So that's
Yes, sir.
as whether they are biting and chewing or piercing with their proboscis, the host will feel it and know that something strange or unusual is going on. Okay, so you can see the animal using the horn to scratch the body. That is, they are feeling it. Now, so those ectoparasites will suck the blood. And I've said some of those things earlier. Is your question answered? Can I go on?
Yes, sir.
So I'll
Yes,
mute
sir.
all of you now
Yes, sir, you can go on.
and explain
Yes, sir.
endoparasites. Now, look at your screen. I'm going to explain endoparasites now. Endoparasites are the parasites that live inside the farm animal. Examples are tapeworm, flatworm, liver fluke, hookworm, and roundworm. Now, they live inside. That means they may be in the lungs, in the liver, in the digestive system, whether it's any part of the stomach or intestine. They may even be in the brain. They may be in the nose, anywhere inside the animal. Okay? Now, they are endoparasites. The first one we are looking at now are liver flukes. Liver flukes are flatworms. This is their original color. You find out that it's reddish. They live inside the liver. And of course, there is plenty of blood inside the liver. So no wonder why they have this color. This is their real size. I took this picture by myself. You can look, you can see the date that I took that picture. This is their real size, their full size. Exactly, exact size. So they live inside the liver. Of course, what are they doing inside the liver? Sucking blood and eating the liver tissue also. So that is an example. Of course, if they are damaging the liver, of course, the animal will feel the effect. It means the functions of the liver will reduce. They are sucking blood and all that. Now, the next one I'm showing you, look at it. It's on a green leaf, but it's whitish in color, okay? From colorless to being whitish. You see it's very long. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's like the measuring tape that a tailor uses. Therefore, we call it tapeworm. Now, look at it. It also has segments. If you can look at this place where my cursor is, so there are 1 million segments all around. So that is tapeworm. Are you following me? So they also live inside the animal. The next one you are looking at is the head of the tapeworm. Now, a tapeworm can be as long as 3-4 meters inside the animal. The only thing is that it is curved, highly curved. So for the stomach of, let's say, cattle, sheep, or goats, because those stomachs are big, they will live there comfortably. And they can be even up to 5 meters long. You are able to spread them out completely. Now, this is the head of the tapeworm. Look at it. Now, these are the segments behind. Can you see? Now, can you see this structure my cursor is on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is, of course, what they use to suck the blood, to do their havoc in the animal. That's tapeworm I've just explained. The next one is hookworm. Now look at the picture of hookworm. Now this hookworm, again, look at it. It's almost cylindrical, okay? Look at its own head. Look at it. It looks as if they are teeth, or they look like hooks. So you won't be surprised that they are called hookworm. So this is the picture of hookworm. Okay, now in your NECO exam, when those drawings or pictures come out, it may appear like this one that is greenish. If this one has been cut open, this is the full picture. Okay, it's not cut open. This is the full animal. In this second one, it has been cut into half along the length. That's why it's looking like this. That is hookworm. Next one I'm showing you is roundworm. Look at it. Of course, they are roundish. They are also cylindrical. Okay, they are not as long as tapeworm, but they can also be many. Maybe you will have noted when you were young, your father or mother and your mother dewormed you at a stage. And if you were observant, maybe you will have seen this type of worms in your feces. Okay, so these are roundworms. Okay, some of them are in human beings, some of them are in other animals also. So the picture on the left and picture on the right are both roundworms. Okay, now look at the structure in case you see these drawings in your exam. Now, I'm going to unmute you now. Ask your questions.
Sir,
Yes, Omadele,
I have two questions.
go on.
So how do people realize that there are worms in their body or there are endoparasites in their body?
Very
And
good.
oh,
Very good question. Let me answer that. Number one, the worms are so many and they reproduce easily as they eat the food that host eats. They suck the blood and they get ready nutrients. They don't need to digest the nutrients. They get already digested nutrients from the blood. Now, so that individual will be eating plenty of food and yet to be growing leaner because all the food will create nutrients and food for the endoparasites. Are you getting it? And the more food the
yes, sir.
endoparasites get, the more they multiply. The more they multiply, the more food they consume. And the host will continue to eat more food. So the more food the host eats, the more the parasites get, so and the host will be growing leaner. Whereas the parasites are increasing in number and size. So one, the host will be maybe getting leaner. Not only that, another sign, just wait, another symptom, coughing may be because some of those parasites can occupy the lungs or the trachea. So that the host may be coughing. That's another symptom. Not only that, some of these adult parasites will come out in the feces of the animal if they occupy the digestive system. Some of their eggs will be in the feces of the animal. So if the farmer is observant enough or has veterinarians around, they will observe these things. Are you getting what I'm saying? So those are the ways that the farmer will know that there are endoparasites in the animal. But not only that, the farmer doesn't need to wait until he observes those symptoms in his animals. For a commercial farmer, he or she deworms his animals regularly, more frequently in the rainy season, less frequently in the dry season. So, deworming is a routine practice, a regular practice. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
And sir,
yes,
the
Yes,
sir.
second
sir.
question, sir,
Yes,
how do they get into? Is it like do they get into the body through the holes in your body, or do they pass through the holes of the body when you maybe the human mistakenly or the animal mistakenly consumes them?
excellent question. You are thinking very well. Now, they get into the body when, for instance, an animal that has a parasite has the eggs in the feces it passes out. Those eggs will go onto the grasses, and then another healthy animal comes to eat those grasses. The eggs will go in and develop into adults inside the digestive system. That's one way, but that's not the only way. Now,
So,
if let me just answer a little more. Now, so if the animals are eating grasses that have eggs of any of these endoparasites, they will consume those parasites along with their feed. So that's how they get into the body of the animal. For human beings also, if a person buys pork, for instance, and doesn't cook that meat completely, maybe he's trying to taste whether the meat is cooked, and the meat is partly cooked, and that person eats the eggs that are inside the meat, that person may also uh,
So it can also
ingest
be
the
passed from
eggs.
mother to infant.
Just let me finish, please. So that human being can also get those eggs and they develop inside the human being. They will not be passed from the dam, that's the mother, to the young one. No, they can be passed that way. Question answered?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Any other person has a
yeah,
question?
I have
yeah.
a question.
Go on.
So I have a question.
Go on, go on. Go on.
Sir, Sir Flukeworm. Sir, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go on.
Sir Flukeworm and roundworm. Sir, do they do the same thing?
Yes, I've told you their actions. One, they suck blood. They only also attach to the organ where they are occupying, like inside the liver or the intestine or the stomach. So when they bite through those organs, other pathogens can enter the bloodstream through those injuries they have opened up in the organ. So that's another problem entirely. So, but they will suck the blood, consume nutrients meant for the development and growth of that animal. Those are their now. Some of them occupy the brain, for instance, and they destroy brain tissues. Then you just find out that the animal may misbehave or is walking and the gait that is not able to walk on a straight line. So they, like I said, they may be eating up the liver tissue. Those are other factors. So all that is what all these endoparasites do. Any other question?
So,
So I have
so
a question.
Yes,
so,
So
quickly.
my question is that if in human beings, if there's a parasite in your body, you know you can go to hospital. If
Yes.
in animals, you might not know. You hear like
No.
some signs, like maybe wounds or scars on the body, or you know if the parasite is inside the body.
Yes. Now, so I have just said when the animal passes out feces, if it if the parasites are in the digestive system, the adult parasites may be there or the eggs. Now, those who are in the field, they can collect a sample of the feces and put it in a liquid, shake it together. If the eggs are there, some of those eggs will float, and they identify that these are eggs of certain parasites. Veterinary officers will do that. So if the animals can't tell us, it's our duty to discover that. You can examine their feces. If they are not in the feces, for instance, if they are in the respiratory tract, the lungs, the trachea, they'll be coughing. Okay, those are the symptoms. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, other than that, I have said the farmer may not even wait for those symptoms. Deworming is a regular action or a routine action in rearing animals, especially commercially. Any other question?
So,
Yes, go on.
so can the immune system do anything about it?
Sorry, the immune system cannot do anything about it. See, the immune system will work on microorganisms. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
the immune system can't destroy ecto or endoparasites. Good question. Any other person?
Sir,
So,
is it something a veterinarian can inject in the body go and fight against the worms, or they have to, since they're inside the body, how would they bring them out?
Very good question. There are dewormers. Dewormers are drugs. The farmer mixes the dewormer in either the drinking water or the feed. The animals eat it, they are dewormed. Just like human beings do. You are given some tablet, you swallow, after some time, those parasites will die and you excrete them if they are in the digestive system. If they are in any other part of the body, once the right drug is given, they'll die. Okay? So, yes, there are some injections given pass into the blood or maybe into the muscle, and then ectoparasites like ticks will just drop off dead from the animal. So the veterinary officers will do that job. Any other question?
Sir, why would they inject it inside the body since it's the parasite that are on top of the body?
And that's how the drug has been designed to work. Because those parasites are feeding on the blood. Once the drug goes into the blood, the parasite will suck the drug and the drug will kill them. That's how the drugs were designed to work. Any other question?
Is there something like a spray they can spray on the animal's body that also let the ectoparasite die?
You are right. There are powders that can be rubbed. But imagine that you have 1,000 heads of cattle, 1,000 cows or bulls in your office. How would you be spraying this powder? You can do that for 1 or 2 dogs in your house. Okay? That's why we talk about dipping vats. Mix the chemical, pass them for ectoparasites. Once it is passed the animals through the dipping vats, if they are endoparasites, mix the drug. If they are endoparasites, mix the drugs in the water. All of them will drink it. Any other question? Yes.
Are they cold-blooded or warm-blooded?
Very good questions. They are living inside hosts that are warm-blooded. Therefore, they themselves are warm-blooded. Any other question? Thank you. We are stopping here. God bless you for your participation.
So is it only mammals is it only mammals it infects? Can it infect like apes, Pisces, or others?
All of them can be infected. Apes are also mammals. Apes are also mammals. Even fishes even fishes have their own endoparasites and ectoparasites. Okay? Are you following?
Yes,
So
yes,
I'll see you next week, God willing. Have a nice weekend. I want to stop the share. Stop the share. I want to stop the recording. Stop here.